How does the word potential pertain to this class?
To the freshman class, I think anytime you've got young kids coming in that haven't played at this level, that's, there's a bit of an unknown, but I think on paper they're awfully talented. We've signed our second parade All-American in 2 years, which is always good, and we're really excited about them. I think they're excited to be here. We got a little bit of everything in that class with size, speed, some exceptional skill sets. And so they've hit the ground running in school, and I think everybody's excited that they're here. Obviously, one thing's for sure: when 6-7 walks through the door, everybody notices.
All 5 are enrolled in the first semester of summer school?
All 5 of them are here in summer school. They've been working camp, and they've been involved in our individual workouts.
With 5 freshmen now that you've been here several years, have you been able to develop the roster kind of in that senior to freshman balance that you'd like to have?
We're thin at senior. We only have 1, but our junior class has 4, sophomore class has 5, and then the freshman class has 5. So we've been able to do that. We've also got a transfer sitting out that'll join that junior class when she's eligible to play. So absolutely, I think the roster is really where you want it to be. And it's got a good balance, guards and forwards and posts. We're not too heavy in one particular position, so I think that's a great comment, and certainly where we are right now. I like the balance of our roster.
You kind of lean on that sophomore class, who they were all highly rated coming in, to say, hey, you got to show these new freshmen how to handle that.
Mm-hmm. And I think, our junior class now, who's now going into their 3rd year, all those kids are going to graduate in 3 years, or 3 of them are. And Katera would, but she's going to have to student teach. So I think that speaks volumes for who they are, the character that they have, their motivation. And so, again, I think that the junior class showed what now is the sophomore class. The sophomore class knows how it's done. Our sophomores, their most improvement they're going to make is right now. This summer, you make the most improvement in your career between your freshman and sophomore season, typically. So I'm excited to see what that last year's freshman class looks like as sophomores this next year. But, I think all of our kids have improved since they've been here, and they continue to work hard.
You were able to have a senior work with a freshman at point guard. Obviously, you lose Jerica's experience, but how do you think that mix is going to work out with a sophomore and a freshman at point guard?
Well, I think that's going to be great. And then, Roe coming in, transferring in, she'll have to sit, but I think those two have already seen what Roe brings to the table. And Roe will have that every day in practice. I think Morgan took a step back yesterday and realized, hey, I think she told me, she said, hey, she's fast, coach. She said, that's 3 of us now, that can really get up and down. And she had to take a step back off of Roe a little bit, because Roe is really quick, and she's got that good first step. So I think there's tremendous competitiveness within this group, and also the chemistry piece, y'all. It's hard to get that piece. There's lots of good teams with lots of good players. It's that chemistry piece that we've really been able to capture here that I think set us apart. And I think that's what's going to allow us to take that next step.
Victoria's experience with the trials for Team USA, even though she didn't make it, was that valuable experience for her? And how does it set her up for making those teams in the future?
No question. I think she's come back sharper in my mind. It always works that way, it seems like. Those kids go off, they play against the best in the country, and they come back a little bit better, even though they're only there 3 or 4 days. And so I think she got a good taste of that, and disappointed, and I'm glad she's disappointed that she didn't make it. And again, I think it'll set her up for the future. The bottom line in her position, you get 3 days, and you better make shots all 3 days at her position, because she's a 2 guard. And so if you have one bad day, it might set you back. So Victoria's hit the ground running. She looks great. She's thin, lean and mean, as I like to say. All our kids, though, they really look good. Really like Coach Dietz. He's come in and done a great job with our kids. He's got their attention. He's impressed them in a short period of time. And anytime you can impress young people, you're doing something right.
With Jasmine coming here, obviously she committed 2 years ago to spend 2 years at Trinity. How do you see her coming into a situation where She might have been kind of biding her time for 2 years, maybe wishing that she was here, but now she's found here.
Well, again, you're talking about a WBCA first team All-American, but at the same time, I think she's walked in the gym and realized we've got a gym full, a roster full of great players, and so there's going to be competition. Whatever it says under your bio and how good you were last year, I think our returners understand we're going to play the best players, and for her, she's coming into that probably is our fullest. That's our busiest position, so to speak. We got 4 kids there that can really play. We're moving, trying to get Bree out to the 3, playing her out there some, and that'll thin that position out a little bit. But that's a highly competitive position, and so I think that being said, I don't think there's any doubt. She knows that, as all of our players do, there's lots of good competition there.
Moving Bree out, keeping Katera there, or?
Yeah. Trying to move Bree out. You keep Katera at the 4, and again, every time I look at Katera, I think she's grown. I mean, she just seems like she gets taller and taller every year.
And with Zion, with the chance of having a 6'7" and a 6'5" players ahead of you, how are you trying to encourage her not to look at it as you're necessarily number 3 on a 3-player roster, but that, like you said, you have an opportunity if you come in and play hard?
Well, again, I think it's June. We got a long way before we play a game. Lots of improvement, lots of workouts. So I don't think anybody's slotting themselves. I'm certainly not doing that. We're just trying to get better as a team right now. We're trying to get better as individuals, and I think that's what this time of year is all about. It's only 2 hours a week with a basketball that I can be in the gym with them. So we're trying to maximize that. We'll have another workout this afternoon late. We had one yesterday. But, our kids are in school. You'd be amazed at the schedule our kids have this time of year. It's jam-packed. It's full. They're up at 8 in class, and some of them don't come out of there till 4:30. They got labs. They got tutors. They got study hall. I mean, it's crazy. But, again, that's why we're here. We're here to get an education. We're graduating our kids. They're highly motivated, and yet they're still in the gym finding time to work on their game and get better, and that's what I love about this group.
You've been doing yoga with the girls?
I have not had my first yoga session. I'm 54 and I still haven't participated. There's a good chance that might happen, but in listening to the girls, they're more sore after yoga than they are after lifting. So I'm not sure I want to get involved in that right now.
So the pictures of you on the periphery that's about as far. How far do you go?
That's right here by the door.
Okay.
Yeah, right here. Hey, and that's another great thing that they're doing. We're doing it with both our men and our women's teams, and we did that in the past with some of our teams that we've been affiliated with. My national championship team did it, and so and I think the girls really like it. They're getting up. They do it at 7, from 7 to 7:30, and they're really excited about that too. So I think it's going to help us.